Okay, now let's try to make this one to look like it's in the night, and we're gonna exaggerate it quite a bit. So first thing I should do, turn down in my primaries, lift, gamma, and gain, obviously. So first I'm gonna turn down the gain a bit. And as you can see, my waveform in the scopes is already going dark. Okay, then I'm gonna change the lift, then the gamma, then the offset, and then also the temperature. I'm gonna make it a bit more to blue, so with more night. Okay, now I'm gonna create another node, and look at now, here I go color, up, color, right, with this next node. This is a little trick, okay, and then presets, chroma light, and I'm gonna see which these two lights, we talked about this image before too, that in the place that you just hold your hand of the stairs, it has this overlight. So we're gonna see this chroma light in our waveform. So chroma light, and we see it, only this. So we can only modify what affects in this, as we can see now. So we're only modifying what affects in these little two lights, in this chroma light, where there's too much light. Perfect. So more or less that would be, we turn it a bit more nocturne. You can also just focus or defocus a bit. We saw this with our blur, but what we're gonna do a bit is to create, even make it more exaggerated, create a mask. Okay, in a way. Wait, first I move a bit the gain and the gamma. I have to move it a bit down so it gets even more intense, this sensation. Maybe the tint, no, that it looks a bit more blue. And now I'm gonna create a mask, create a circle mask, center, okay, and I'm gonna soft it a bit. First we need to always do these parameters of the mask. Okay, I'm gonna invert it, and I wanna just make a bit darker the borders of my image. So now it's very exaggerated. Now maybe I would do another node with more light, but as you can see, we change one element that was daylight to night, just doing our nodes, simple as that. Okay, so as I said before, and I explained it a bit maybe faster, we've seen a bit, remember, of this image of this guy with this orange thing. Now what we're gonna do, as you can see already here, is gonna change the color and things of this bus. And also you're gonna see that, for example, when we use the qualifier, okay, which is this last tool I just showed you. First we saw the curves, remember, and then we saw the qualifier. When you are using the qualifier, sometimes, I mean, what you need to understand is that you're telling, excuse me, the software to select a color of your image, of your frame. Therefore, it's gonna select that color. It's gonna select everything that has that color, and the colors, in a way, they do light also. You place a lot of colors in your room of the same color, and then you light it, you're gonna see that the predominant color is that one. They have light. Even there's places that the object must not be there, but if there's a light that is reflecting that color, the light is gonna be of that color in a way. So as we can see here, there's places that is the same color of this, because the decoration, in a way, I think there's a light here of exactly the same color of this metal, of this wagon. So we're gonna see that. We're gonna try to change, and how are we gonna make sure that the changes we're applying are not affecting other parts of the image that we don't want? Okay, first we can make sure with this, the qualifier, and especially the selection range. You can denoise, you can clean black, clean white, blur radius, so you can blur the radius of the things that you have selected. This more or less is similar to the parameters of the mask. Remember that we could say how much we want of this mask and how we want the borders to be. Okay, so we clean a bit this mask. We need to clean it up, otherwise it looks like a mask, you know. The good things of doing this sort of stuff is to do them in a way that the viewer don't really notice. If you just see a mask, it's not very nice, okay? If you don't notice that mask and that mask is doing the job it's supposed to be doing, then it's great. You don't see it, and okay, you don't know, maybe one image that looks totally normal to you, there's 3 masks, okay, and you don't even notice. So then good job. Okay, so that's what we are trying to achieve. So okay, you can do it with the parameters here. Okay, select that color and take away, remember with the saturation, which we did it with the last shot we worked, which is of him, okay. That, remember, was like an orange thing that was too much. We just put the saturation a bit down, okay. So this also is important, okay. We need to select properly with our qualifier first, and then if we cannot do it, because there's gonna be moments that you cannot do it, we're gonna create a mask and you will see how we do it. This is work that I've already done and it's recorded, so I'm gonna be explaining and pausing, okay, to explain you what I was trying to achieve. Okay, so first I explain you a bit, now we're gonna see some practice. Let's start. First, what do I do? Well, I have my node, obviously, and I'm just gonna point at this orange, okay, and now you see in the node it appears only the orange. I press this magic tool, remember, of the viewer, and I'm gonna start defining the parameters of this color, orange, which is the color I'm gonna be trying to change, okay. So making sure that I have selected only the things that I need to change, which are gonna be really sort of the painting of this color, okay. So I just play with these things, hue, saturation, okay, next this, just make sure it's selected everything. Then another thing I'm gonna do straight away now, well, the selection range, the blur radius, okay, to make it softer, what we talk about the mask. You see I keep using always this tool, and now this that I do is I'm just taking off parts of the interface that I don't need now. I need to work comfortably. So I just need the image, really. I don't need to know about the timeline now. I don't need to know about my media pool. Now you see I can just change these wheels again, and it's gonna affect the part I have selected, like we saw. So I'm gonna lift it, gamma, gain, okay. I just move the wheels as we saw in the first part of the course, and it's affecting this color. However, it's also affecting the color of that poster on the right, because we didn't create any mask yet or anything. Selection range, again, try to make it a bit softer, okay? You are trying to make it softer. We already did some changes, as you can see. And now, when I was looking with this zoom, it's like every time you apply some changes, you need to zoom in, and you can see that there's like noise. There's gain that we don't want, probably. So what I'm gonna do is to make sure that this gain is not what I'm applying. So again, we're gonna cancel this node. We're gonna cancel this node, and then we're gonna see if our image has already this noise, or with the changes that we are doing, that we did to that color, is affecting our footage, and we don't want that. Now, if the footage by itself already have this noise, there's nothing you can do then. It's not you that with your things that you are applying. And now we're gonna see that the picture itself already had this noise. So there's nothing we can do. Okay, but every time you do these changes or these things, it's good to zoom in. Remember, to zoom in is very simple with the scroll of your mouse. Okay, the roll. Now we can see that the head of this man is affecting too. So what I'm gonna do here is create a mask. I'm already in my mask, remember here where it was, and I'm gonna do my own, so curve. Okay, remember we had squares, we have circles, and this is the curve that you just click, 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 and then close it. Okay, we saw this in Fusion too. Okay, so I'm making sure by reversing the mask, obviously, that this part is not selected. And I'm gonna do the same with these parts, these lights that I just said that colors also create sort of light. In this case, our parameters are identifying also these lights. You can see there's a lot. Just the wagon by itself does this light with the reflection of the light. So I'm doing the same as I did with the poster and the men's cap. Okay, and now you can see I change. Okay, we would have to do another mask up. Okay, and these ones maybe we'll have to track it, which is gonna be one of the last parts of this course of the color, in case we wanna turn it blue. But you can see just by touching my primaries, first selecting, then once I've selected, there's gonna be imperfections. So create mask, reverse the mask, and say it to him that I don't want you to show me this node, this part of this node, or this part of the image of this node. That's what you're doing with the mask. So then you make sure you only change the element of the image that you want to change. So this is a good exercise that you can do with anything, you know. And remember, in case that is not enough, okay, with what you have, you can use mask then. If this parameter doesn't allow you to just select the color that you want and always you have to select more, okay, then you have to do that. So that is the first exercise that you can do. Remember to use this tool here always.